Back another album review. Today's review is on the soundtrack for John Wick Chapter 2. John Wick Chapter 2 was directed by Chaz Stahelski and has Keanu Reeves reprising his role as John Wick, to kick more ass and blow more people's brains out. The film was released on February 10th, 2017. Me and my mom actually got to see it in the theater the night before. What's fucking bullshit is that 50 Shades Darker beat John Wick 2 at the box office in opening weekend. Thankfully, the Lego Batman movie stopped 50 Shades Darker from taking the #1 spot. But that's a different story. Anyways, the soundtrack for John Wick 2 was released on March 3rd, 2017 on Varese Sarabande. It was composed and produced by Tyler Bates and Joel J. Richard. Joel assisted Wolfgang Mathis with the mixing. The executive producer was Robert Townsend. The score was prepared by Joanne Higginbottom. And additional programming was provided by Justin Burnett, Dieter Hartmann, and Tim Williams. Gil Sharon played drums on every song. The music supervisor was John Hallahan. And the soundtrack is mastered by Patricia Sullivan. Just as a heads up, this review does contain spoilers, so watch at your own risk. Now let's talk about the songs. The intro to the soundtrack is Plastic Heart by Cassandra Nostalgia. You may remember that she did a few songs to the first John Wick film. Tyler Bates and Joel J. Richard helped Cassandra to write the song, and they were credited as performers. On top of that, Cassandra appears in the movie singing the song, which I think is really awesome. Next track is Stark Chevelle by Tyler and Joel. It's actually the very first song in the movie. And I thought it was fucking awesome that the film went straight into the action at the very beginning. After that are 9 more songs by Tyler and Joel: Man of Focus, Sumo Showdown, Peace and Vodka, Missing Helen, Back in the Ground, Santino, Walk to Museum, Guns and Turtlenecks, Wick and Rome, and Suits, Maps, and Guns. The following track is Fool by Cassandra Nostalgia. Tyler Bates helped her to write the lyrics, and he does perform on the song. The two of them are shown in the movie performing the song during the concert scene. The track that comes next is John Wick Mode by Lake Castlevania. This is the only song they made for the soundtrack. They are shown performing the song during the concert scene. What's funny is that concert goers were cheering when John killed one of the assassins on the stage, thinking that was part of the act. What comes next are 5 songs by Tyler and Joel: Razor Bath, Catacombs, La Vendetta, Mountain Foes, and Knives on a Train. What comes next is Presto Museum Battle by Joel J. Richard. According to Discogs, this track has an interpolation of The Four Seasons Summer, Presto, by Antonio Vivaldi. This track would later be reused for John Wick 3, but doesn't appear on its soundtrack. After that is Mirror Mayhem by Tyler and Joel. They also formed the next song, which is John Wick Reckoning. The finale of the soundtrack is A Job to Do by Jerry Cantrell. Everyone in the rock, metal, punk, and especially the grunge community knows who Jerry is, because he's the lead guitarist / secondary vocalist for Alice in Chains. But he also has a solo career. This track was played during the end credits of the film. Tyler Bates helped Jerry to write the lyrics and played the bass guitar on the track, while Jerry performed vocals and guitar, and Gil Sharon was on drums. Tyler and Gil would later work on Jerry's solo album Brighton, which would come out in 2021. This track was recorded by Paul Figueroa at Igloo Studios in Burbank in 2016. A lyric video was made, and I'm including a link in the description. The video does contain spoilers from the movie, so watch at your own risk. I couldn't find any info on how the soundtrack performed commercially. However, it has been received exceptionally well on Amazon, Discogs, Google, and AllMusic. Now for my thoughts. Personally, I think this is even better than the soundtrack for the first John Wick film. This makes sense because the second movie is even better than the first one, and John Wick 2 is my favorite film of 2017. The fact that the team behind the movie decided to bring in Jerry Cantrell to do an original song for the movie makes things even more awesome. I strongly recommend the soundtrack. Now's the part where I question you. Have you listened to the soundtrack for John Wick Chapter 2? If so, what are your thoughts on it? What's your favorite song from it? How do you feel about Jerry Cantrell being brought in to make a song for the movie? What other artists do you think should have been featured? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify future videos. Thanks for watching. I'll be back soon with another review.